First, we begin tonight with a mail mystery. Right here in the Billings Heights, all the way to the far west end, and even in Lockwood, this essential service that we all rely on has been less than reliable lately. I spent a couple of days trying to figure out why mail is not being delivered in some of the most critical parts of our city. Here in this Twin Lakes neighborhood in the Billings Heights,
I noticed there's about 4 days that we hadn't received our mail.
mailboxes have sat empty for days.
I take care of my dad's elderly, so there's some paperwork there that I knew it was there because I get the email notifications. I knew it was supposed to be in the mail.
Bill Rash says 4 days passed and still no sign of that paperwork he'd been expecting.
I had a concern that, was it stolen initially, or was it possibly some other issue?
And far from this neighborhood, all the way across town, it's the same story. Residents here on Donnie Drive on the West End have waited days for their mail as well.
It's an essential service, and it's in all my life, and I'm a native Montanan. I've never saw a day, regardless of whether, that it wasn't delivered.
But when you don't have carriers, you don't have deliveries.
We are severely understaffed at the Postal Service, both in Billings and actually across the country.
A Billings carrier who didn't want to be identified by name said so understaffed, carriers are working 12-hour shifts. At one point last week, they were down 26 routes across the city. But Kim Frum with the post office says they're aggressively hiring, and residents should see big improvements starting this week.
We are actually borrowing employees from other locations, sometimes from other nearby states, to basically help match the workload to continue to provide the kind of service that our customers deserve and quite frankly expect.
Bill says days later his mail finally arrived, even after going to the post office himself to inquire. He says he could see the stress from staff.
So they are working longer hours, mandatory overtime, to the point where they're so stressed and trying to get things done that it's unfair.
With that in mind, he's happy to hear the delay is done, because for many of us, mail service is a lifeline. And I am told that the mail delivery issues is happening nationwide. It's not just a problem that's plaguing Montana. Communities as far away as Minneapolis, Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Boston have all reported the same mail delivery issues in recent weeks. And I'm also being told that staffing shortages remain that problem. Even though carriers are getting hired, we're told the process to get federal employees' background checked is taking over a month. So now even some lawmakers in some states are tackling the issue because it has gotten so severe.